What's up, friends? It's everybody's favorite sweaty 32-year-old virgin who records videos in his car. It is Wednesday, June 21st, 2017. It has been a scorcher here in Colorado, so have to excuse me. Oh, good. Now you're fat and sweaty. Well, it's all right. At least the shirt is nice, right? You know, this it's like a gourmet picnic table blanket. Extra quality. Yeah. It is June 21st. Can you believe it? It is almost end of June. I think today is the longest day of the year, or was the longest day of the year. As always, folks, it's like, I think that one guy who hosts Coast to Coast AM now kind of describes it as the quickening. Where it feels like time goes by faster, but maybe it's just us older people who say that stuff. I don't know. Producer Chris, that was who I forgot to mention in the Minister Random video. How could I forget? My apologies, Mr. Producer Chris. The video Minister Random made, it was me, Egg White Kent, and Producer Chris, and I would say the four virgins of the apocalypse, but I don't think Producer Chris and Egg White Eggman are virgins, so it's just me and Kent, ebony, ivory, living in perfect virginity. It's alright. Once again, if you haven't checked him out, Minister Random, great videos. So anyway, been gone a little while. Back is doing really good. It's just no limiting things. Doing dips today. Yeah, cheese dip, bean dip, artichoke dip, crock rows, if you're not familiar with those. Just one super high rep set of dumbbell rows. Yeah, I did some farmer's walks. No pain or discomfort or anything, but still obviously watch my form. Only issue is still the elbows and the left foot. You kind of don't do anything to aggravate it. It feels like it's getting better, and then, I can do whatever stuff now, and then it all just comes back again. So I've been now doing the, kind of stopped doing a little bit those sort of grip exercise thing that I saw, and I think you do eccentric wrist curls where you hold it up and low. Oh, is that what you did? Yeah. Sausage curls. Supposed to help with that. That seems to be a common one, so yeah. No jogging or long walks for me, I'm afraid. It's just gonna have to be the recumbent bike, something to not aggravate that foot. I have to figure out what the hell you do for plantar fasciitis. So been gone a little bit, and watched a couple of videos today. Saw what people were up to. Watched a video by Psych Out. Good video, sir. Forget the title, but You remind me a lot of myself. I think you're what, 20, 21, 22, something like that, 10 years younger. You definitely remind me of that age. Which is appropriate, right? Since I think you mentioned in a video of yours or something a long time ago that you thought that in 10 years you would be exactly like me, something like that. So it's very sorry if the... Hope that noise isn't coming across too bad. I think there's somebody repainting some of the parking lot since it's sort of empty. But old Psych Out is sort of black-pilled, but it's understandable. It's understandable. Some great points in the video. As always, I feel like anything a watch of yours, I pretty much agree. I don't know if I would say that it's over, but who knows? Maybe I'm just being optimistic that it's too late. That it's too late to save our world, but you certainly have a good point, isn't it? I mean, as you said, take a look at London. There's a new terror attack almost weekly at this point, and I'm sure it'll only get worse, and nobody gives a shit, do they? Wrath of the Awakened Saxon, right? Or more like, Saxons be like, oh, is the alarm ringing? Give me 5 more minutes. I want to keep sleeping. Little meta humor there for you folks. Yeah, and if you say anything right, it's, oh, you're the bad guy, you're the this, you're the blah blah blah. It's what ISIS wants. And if you've watched the movie Brazil, I think it was made by Terry Gilliam, I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. I believe he was from the Monty Python crew. I think it's an 80s movie or so. You should watch it. Or at the very least, watch the restaurant scene. You can find it on YouTube. There's these, it's this sort of dystopian world, etc. And there's these terrorist attacks that normally happen, but nobody fucking reacts to them. Everybody just sort of, they're sitting in the restaurant. Somebody blows themselves up. There's sort of dead bodies everywhere, but everybody, the orchestra picks back up, and ironically enough plays Hava Nagila, I believe, which is very interesting. That's I don't know. I thought that was an interesting. Interesting choice of music, and yeah, they just kind of look over and then go back to dinner, and the restaurant people bring up these little covers to block all the people that have been exploded and are screaming and stuff like that, and the concierge comes over and says, oh, I'm so sorry, blah blah. It's they're just pretending like it's just ignoring it, and it's sort of a dark comedy movie. Like I said, if you've not watched it, at the very least check out YouTube for that scene. It's very accurate to how things seem to be right now, aren't they? And there's this push, and it's important. There's this push, and it is important to wake people up, spread the truth, blah, blah, blah. It has its place, but I will give credit to Jordan Maxwell for this. He said, people wake up all the time, every day, in prison. Well, they're still fucking stuck behind bars and can't go anywhere. And so, wake people up, right? People just need to wake up, and like I said, it plays an important part, but man, the reality is that you're never going to get sort of the masses, are you? It's always a small, dedicated group of people who could force their will upon, I guess, the rest. I mean, back when I was like into conspiracy shit, whatever, even then, you read about what during the Revolutionary War, the big Revolutionary War where, Americans fought against the British and got their independence. You find out that only something like 7% of the population actually fought, something like that. So much for the American people rising up, blah blah. It's just like a small group of them who, whatever, some of those. So when are people gonna wake up? One of those, like, they're never gonna fucking wake up, man. They're never gonna wake up. It's only gonna get worse, and they'll just find more and more different ways to try to escape and all that stuff. So, but it's understandable, sir. It's understandable. And I mean, here, I think the light is gonna go off pretty soon. So, holy, no matter how much you exercise, you just stay fit. So, by the way, how come nobody's donated any Bitcoin? After all, one Bitcoin is only going for something like $3,000, right? Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, goddamn, I wish, hearing about it several years ago, just like, why didn't I get into this shit sooner? So yeah, your feelings of what's the point? Understandable. Once again, it reminded me an awful lot when I was younger. Not that it's changed much, but you've got the curse of being able to see how things are going in the world, and you actually sort of care, right? Now, I realize I'm putting my own interpretation on sort of what you said, but you care enough, right? To the point where it bothers you. It's not just like, oh, that's just how it is, I'll just blah blah blah. And so it ruins you. It really does. It's like the whole thing of, once you know, you can't unknow. You might be able to run away from it, so hide, find a little amusement or entertainment or something like that, but it never really goes away, and it always feels like it comes crashing back, right? I just remember being younger, reading all sorts of shit, and like I said, it truly does ruin you. I do sometimes wonder, would things have turned out differently if I would have been ignorantly blissful? Or would I still been bothered, but I just wouldn't have known how to put my finger on it, right? At least this way you're miserable, but you know what's wrong. You know what truly ails you, so you have these, you read all these, you're just depressed because you're not getting the right nutrients and you're not exercising and just stuff like that. Oh, it's because you eat meat and adrenaline from the something meat or something else or something other. It's like, yep, that is why I'm fucking depressed and miserable, is because, I don't eat enough vegetables and exercise. That is what's bothering me deep down in my heart and soul. So he was mentioning, once again, I'm putting my own sort of spin on it a little bit, maybe a little bit of a projecting, combining a Georgie boy with the psych out sort of, If two men could have a psychic baby, right? What's the point, right? Do this, do that. What does it fucking matter? When it's sort of stacked against you, or it's not for you, so to speak, anymore, right? I don't want to say like, oh, you can't succeed or anything, but when you know what's coming down the line, coming down the pike, whatever, it all feels so meaningless. I think that's a better way to describe it, right? When you kind of know what's happening, what's going to happen, it all seems so, like you said, pointless, right? Pointless, meaningless. Maybe you could get some big career job, whatever, toil away, and as Sensual Heretic can point out, now, maybe she would object to, we'll say being a male character is a respectable position, but just in general, and for me too, of working at a place for over 11 years, it's for what? For what? For what? It doesn't make any sense. And so you're sort of in a shitty position, right? Where it's, it's your own life to worry about, and something much greater than yourself, right, that also bothers you. So it's sort of like, what do you do, right? What do you do, Psych Out? What do you do, Georgie Boy? What do you do, whoever else is out there? Maybe there's somebody out there watching this too that can sort of relate a little bit. It's if I could offer any sort of advice, is definitely be careful with the escapism. Let me get into video games or this or that or the other, and eventually it will all catch up to you. You can only hide and pretend that it doesn't bother you for so long. And there's sort of the rub too with it all, right, folks? What do you do? Little lonely old virgin boy. Like I said, I think it was a previous video or so, it just feels like you're juggling 3 fucking balls or something like that. Oh, I'm just a loser, blah blah. Oh, I need to become responsible and do the mature, responsible, whatever thing that I'm expected. I just gotta get my shit together and get like a real job and like this and this and this and this and do, be a mature, responsible adult. Or the last thing that your heart yearns for. You try to talk about this. Stop talking about balls. And it's like, which one do I hold? What do I do? You can't serve multiple masters, can you? You're trying to hold differing viewpoints in your head and make them all be true. Wearing little masks, but maybe it's a Gemini thing, I don't know, for me. It's just, like I've said more and more, just how much you realize that people around you, you watch what they're into, you watch their political affiliations and all the whatever pause bullshit they're into, and they're allowed to say their shit, but don't you dare say yours, right? You're the one that's going to face some consequences if you say the wrong thing, but you got to constantly hear theirs, right? And so you just sort of realize more and more these people you're around and you work with, that they all feel like strangers, don't they? They all feel like strangers. These aren't really friends. Yeah, they're co-workers, acquaintances. That word gets used, but could you really say it anymore? It just feels like you're working with strangers, just it's sort of brought up a point too, where sort of this life that you were expecting to have, or was this image that you were given. Now, it's not to say, I can't say it from experience because, as always, a number of my problems are my own infliction, but you could sort of argue that you're sort of responding to the world in a way where if you feel shitty and hopeless about things, you may not be the most optimistic of people, right? But it is what it is. Hold on, I think the light is about to go out again. Yeah, go to college, this and this, family with the wife with the 2 kids and the white picket fence and blah blah blah, or whatever. And as you're experiencing yourself, the whole trouble of finding any job, what the fuck are they wearing? I think they're wearing robes or something. Okay. Some midnight kebab, I guess. I don't know. It's just all steadily falling apart, isn't it? Especially for sort of millennials and stuff like that, where it's, you hear about this, millennials are all lazy and blah blah. It's all because you all just want to eat avocado toast and you're all majoring in feminist studies, right? And it's easy to like, oh yeah, stupid millennials and blah blah blah, but you do have to sort of also realize the sort of world that's inflicted upon other people, isn't it? Where it all just feels wrong, right? It all feels wrong, and it feels like something is missing, and like, this is it, huh? Just kind of a slow, steady decline of everything. It it should just be, oh, I just find your own little degrading peace, right? While you still can. I don't know. So what do you do, right? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? It's always, oh man, it's always funny, you know, looking back at it now, when you just have that feeling that something is wrong in life, something is wrong in the world, something bugs you deep inside, and all the dumb spiritual self-help bullshit out there of, oh, you just gotta find what your passion is, or you just have to you need to design your own life, right? You can live the life that you want to live right now. It's a designer lifestyle. Oh God. Yeah, there is. What do you do, right? What do you do? On one hand, it'd be nice to just sort of melt away, hide away. You know, it's sort of daydream before of like, oh, having just some sort of job you can show up, not really talk to anyone, do whatever. You know, just do your stuff, go home, and just sort of daydream, play video games, just sort of relax and go through life as frictionless as possible. That's one side. The other side, as I've described before, you want to do something meaningful and important with your life, something of value, to make it count, but it's not, you know, that kind of stuff isn't exactly comfortable to do, is it? Make you feel alive, I'm sure, but won't be comfortable. So you find your little substitutes for it. What? Oh, you play the hero in the video game, or you watch the hero in the movie, or you read the book about the hero doing this or that, and there you go. A false. There's your aspartame, bitch. There's your aspartame. There's your substitute. Are you ever going to really have a normal life? You know, maybe you'll be able to finagle your way into one, but, you know, what's it going to do to your head? Are you really going to be able to put on the act of just, I enjoy these things, and I go to this job that's more something, and, ooh, well, that got dark. Oops, maybe I'll turn this off. Oops, I didn't know the headlights were on. Oops. Is that the sound of a female voice? Something that I'll never hear. Something. any better. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit of mood lighting now. I like this better. What do you do? What do you do when you can see what's wrong? Your own life sucks. You're basically, for all intents and purposes, you're a fucking loser. In one way or the other. What do you do, folks? Do you just give up? Do you just... I'll try to find my little piece of the pie, piece of the dwindling pie, and maybe hope I can ignore it, right? What do you do, folks? It's all so... feels overwhelming, and you're just a little peon and this and that. What do you do? There's a quote on the back of a book sometimes that comes to my head. Sort of a tagline or something on the back. You know, how should an honorable man confront evil? You know, it brings a lot of baggage with it, doesn't it? That word evil. But I think you know what I mean. How should an honorable man confront evil? You gonna ignore it? You gonna join it? It's impossible to run, folks. It's impossible to run. Running does not work. How do you fight against it? Perhaps you have to fashion yourself into some sort of virgin soldier, right? Some sort of virgin warrior. Operation VIRGIN. Whatever that stands for. Fashion yourself into a the old, yeah, I'm parked over here, motherfucker. Let go. The big old parking lot. You need to drive by me and do circles, whatever the fuck you're into. I think that it's probably all false. All false, unless fighting back against it. You know, the running away, just finding your own little escape here and there, you know, whatever it is, the false positives of, all right, I'm gonna get my life in order and do this, and this, and that's gonna somehow mean something. I don't think it will. You know, there might be a temporary little something, but I just gotta become a mature, responsible adult, and that'll be that'll finally be it, right? Because there's not miserable fucking people who look better than you, have better this and that, and seemingly have their quote-unquote shit together, right? No, it's you got the curse that you know things are wrong, and you can't unknow, I'm afraid. There is no escape. It's just the feeling of your own little lonesome self. And you know, what are you gonna do? Can't give up, folks. Can't give up. On that note, I am tired, and I'm gonna go home. So I wish you folks an absolutely wonderful evening, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.